Hey guys, welcome to Youskilled Home. This is already the second vlog, and here's our training with one of our long-term members, Mo, and actually he's already a family member to us. Here, usually we talk about business, about different life topics, quotes from the book, tasks. He very experienced in business development and he's keynote speaker also. So I hope you will learn a lot from this video, as I always learn from him. He's our role model. Hopefully you'll enjoy and stay tuned.
Who's all fired up? Y'all better just rise up. Everybody getting sized up. Before we all rise up.
To be part of the vlog of yours,
Yeah.
your interactions with your clients.
Here we go.
Like,
That's
you know,
the first
that
one.
it's not only about you
Yes.
coaching, but also the connection beyond the coaching.
Yeah. 7-7. I want 8-8 next one. As a third minute. That's right.
I feel something.
It's like shaking.
There's something. The nerve connected. I feel like it's like electricity.
Okay. Let's not provoke it. Give me 6-6. That's one working.
It's from here. I feel something.
Mm-hmm.
So everything is connected, no? It's right.
Probably we still need to be a bit careful on that. It's okay. Let's. In this part, I don't want you to push. Last minute you do. Then we sit on the bike. We do like around 1.5 2K. I want to see first drop of sweat. Then we start to bring calories. So today we did full brainstorm with boss. As with you identifying the target market. By the way, it's related to all type of businesses. And there's the great question is, who do you want?
Who do I want to buy from me?
Who do I want to buy from me? Very cool question.
Right.
So, going back and forth. Anyway, we already knew it. That males and everything.
Like the customer profile.
Exactly.
Yeah, like the avatar.
Exactly. But the question is very nice. Who do I want to buy from me?
And the answer is?
No. We know the male. Let's go. So we know the male. This we move forward, and then we was like, so we do around 2,000. And then we find out that all of this fitness and all of this our current type of service, it's about working on male ego. Really,
Male?
ego.
Uh-huh.
You train. Okay, we can say self-conscious and everything, but deeply rooted is just male ego, right? What was your insight?
Yeah, before it, like we were running from, we want predictable clients. So predictable clients means, we know that they will be coming and training.
They will
We
be
don't
coming
want
and?
to train.
Uh-huh.
They will keep on coming. And we know that every month we have these certain guys who will train with us.
Right.
So we want predictable. And then we were asking ourselves, like, what is predictable man? Who they are. So we were saying, oh, they're battling insecurities and
Yeah.
what else was that, boss?
Yeah, in the end
We
of the
have
day,
competitive
yeah, usually we
behavior.
find out that these people usually from community put
They
pressure
are
on them.
pressured by
And in order to keep up their level, they need to train, and then like if they want to do extraordinary results, they need to train more because community is pushing them to do, or they establish themselves in community to do great. But it was like type of
And then we were saying, what caused them to buy from us? There's men's ego. If we feed male ego, they would keep on coming. Like that's why, most women, how do they earn men? By feeding the men's ego. Like they're strong enough, you need to show that the men are strong enough and all of these things can provide you
But
all of
we
this.
can talk same
But you
with
said in-
expandable or any other product. For example, like if I ask you the same question, who do you want your product to buy? I always forget that how to
Who
put
do
it.
I want to buy from me?
Who do I want to buy from me in terms of expand and evolve project? What do you think?
Like before we jump to expand and evolve, let's pause on the definition of who you want to buy from me as Youskilled home. So the thing is, at the end of the day, it comes down to different perceptions. So today, if we say that who wants to buy from us from Youskilled are those who are predictable, that's what I'm understanding from you, and those who are interested to build up their ego, that I'm understanding from you, there's different ways of looking at it. Number one, all these high achievers and high performers, the ones that I read their biographies, they are not predictable, they are unpredictable. That's number one.
True.
Because if you're predictable, anybody can guess what's your next step. However, the successful people are unpredictable, plus they are disciplined. When they commit to something, they commit. So I feel like discipline is an important attribute for those that you want to let them buy from you.
Don't you think that discipline sounds like it sounds very...
No, it's a commitment. No, it's a commitment. Today, if I shake hands with you and I tell you I'm going to do a business with you, that's discipline, that's commitment. The other part is about ego. Again, it comes down to perception. It depends how you define ego. For me, ego is not a good or bad thing. It's just neutral.
They're not good and bad.
Yeah, so
Yes.
one time I heard this guy, what's his name, at Aubrey Marcus event, and he said, ego, like if you're driving a car, this car for example, cannot drive it if my tank is not full of fuel. So the ego is the fuel and I'm on the driver's seat. So the ego is the fuel. The more it's up to the level, the more I can speed up. But who is the driver at the end? It's me. I can control my ego. So ego, sometimes it's also good to have ego in life.
Yeah.
It keeps your dignity.
It's a good thing also.
Right. But when does ego becomes toxic? Is when people don't understand that it could be. Halas, we stop?
Okay. Perfect. Transfer.
So these are clarity points before
Yeah.
using some terms. It's important to go deeper for the definition.
Yes,
And
yes.
how do you define that here?
Yeah, just now we figured out. And then
Maybe I sound a bit philosophical, but
No,
this
it's
is like
that's what we need to hear. You know what we were thinking? We were thinking, no need membership, no need anything. We wanted to self-commitment. So we was even to say, okay, Mr. Mo, you have 1 month's commitment with us, and then we oblige to serve you, and you're obliged to perform. But then we start to ask people about this, and they like, not
don't
the.
like commitment.
No,
Yeah.
it sounds too like they say already like it sounds like additional burden. So let's go. We have the steps on the side, 15. Yeah, remember keep your knees on, keep your knees wide. Yeah, keep your knees wide. Yeah.
You know, who do you want to attract as well? People who are a little bit stubborn in their life. You know, and I'll explain why.
Very interesting.
Because someone who takes life in face value and never accepts challenge, you don't want them here.
Exactly.
You know, because you are also tying up to high brains people who think out of the box.
Nice.
So it's like, it's the combination of both. People who are committed when they shake deals, and at the same time they are not an easy yes.
Good
You know,
say.
because they challenge the status quo.
Very cool. So what's the way to hook them up?
what caused them to buy?
What?
What caused them to buy from me? If you would ask such question.
Okay, if I am a customer,
Yeah.
I'll speak from the customer perspective.
Sure.
If I'm a customer and I don't know you guys, you're now family to me, but if I don't know you from before, what will make me come to you is a few things. Is a few things. You guys are squeezing me when I'm like sweating.
Keep it.
One is creativity. If I see there's a new thing, if I see you guys standing out of the market, I'll be like, wow, this is like something I haven't seen before. And I've seen it with him once we started like training back at the train. I used to have these small toys that he used to come, and he would make me blue out of my mouth. Like, where did he bring this toy from? And then I would keep telling him, I like variety. I like to be surprised. I don't like to predict. Again, goes to the predictable. See, if things are predictable, it's not fun. As a high performer, I want to get surprised. I want to get to be adrenaline. It's important.
Very interesting.
That's one.
First, what we learned about predictable is not about the client's
It's like-
attitude. It's
Means yeah, keep it. It means that you are not the hype seeker. You know that you need it. Like
Yeah.
that's the end.
And then another thing, if I'm not part of the Youskilled family, and then if I'm someone who comes back and forth and I see you from far, what would attract me as a customer to come back is that I'm seeing your progression. I'm witnessing you as an observer from behind, and I'm seeing you, oh, these guys started from literally like a freelance to a small office to and now they have I would be someone would be have respect to come and be part of it. So that this maybe you can tie it up to reputation.
Actually, you notice, I heard it from you yesterday, like regarding your personal stuff and everything. You say be part of the experience, be part of. You was pronouncing a couple of times, like regarding some certain events. You say.
I'm spelling. I'm forgetting words.
No, you were saying like, I want them to be part of this beginning, or I want them to be part of this. It's so cool. Let's go.
Yeah.
So you warm up your glutes, start to give me first set of lunges without weight.
And again, you know what? What comes to me now is authenticity. Like this whole people who come and show up are like, oh, we can shit. I don't want to work with you because you're showing up that you have and you can do. No, I want to work because first of all, I can see your commitment. I can see how much you want to work with me as a project. That's what's going to make me. So as someone who, I don't know, you're home-skilled, if I see that authenticity of not showing up, but also showing my expertise is the key. Technical expertise. Lunges? Yeah. Are you going the right direction? Yeah. Smart guys. Squeezing me while I'm sweating so the information can come.
Good. Thinking about working out? Oh, the best.
But this is like the flow of ideas.
No, the best. I'm prepared. So may I ask you still, like regarding
Ask as many as you want.
your expanding the world project? Who? I always forget. Boss cannot memorize my brain.
Buy from me.
Who do I want to buy from me?
Yes.
I want people who are curious about life. I want people who are still did not figure out life. You know?
But does anyone know how to figure out life? I think it's
So that's the whole game about it. It's a fun game. If somebody comes and pretends that they know how they figured out life, I don't want them. You know?
I like the word I picked up recently. Maybe you know it in English. It's called complacency. Like it seems like you like type of you accomplish. It's like complete bullshit. You stop progressing, right? So I think these people you're not looking for.
There is, so I'm shifting the vision and the structure and strategy of expanding the book. So I'm working with a McKinsey guy consultant.
Whoa.
And it's a high level work that we're currently doing. So we touched on something very important. Maybe you guys should also think about it. The UN or the United Nations have realized that the World Economic Forum and like every single entity in the world, big corporations, medium size, small size, at the end of the day, if they want to be successful, they need to speak the international language. And so, for example, before I jump to this, today, what does this sign say here? Your values, right?
Yes.
In a way, these are your values, the commitment, the respect, the trust. These are inner culture that you want to foster in the people who come here, correct?
Sure.
So, and with this culture that you foster here, what happens? You start having a sort of a change from the inside out. So in a way, you're cultivating the culture. Participants come, they embody this culture, and then they go out and they spread the word, and then the prosperity comes to here from out. So it's an inside-out concept. Similarly, there is a term called inner development goals. I'll send you a link, both of you, in the group. Read it. It has 5 dimensions. And in these 5 dimensions, there are human capacities. The dimensions are being, number 2, thinking, number 3.
I think I wrote down. The work thing got an hour.
Anyway, so there's a lot of 5 dimensions. It goes to acting, it goes to doing, it goes to relating to others, all of that. And under each one of these dimensions, there are like 5 human capacities. So for example, under being, there is the self-awareness, there is the presence, there is blah, blah, all this is the inner work. On the thinking, there's the critical thinking, there is thinking of a long term, envisioning. Under the relating, you can do the co-creation, you can do all of that stuff. And then under the acting, you can do the courage, the creativity.
Like a branches.
Right?
Yeah.
And so from all of this, what the IDGs are suggesting, the inner development goals, if you start working from the inner goals, the outer goals are just, it comes to you and so now Expand and Evolve Vision is working through that. We have chosen the main top human capacities under each dimension. Because then when we go and we attract customers, we want to speak this language.
That's the game. Because we same like us. What we decided, it's us, whiteboard and timer. No phones allowed, no laptop allowed. And actually, I think this is the best practice.
Like this consultant, he's like, "Mo, why are you fucking giving me a hard time?" I said, "Why?" He said, "I have here frameworks, I have science, I have it." I said, "F the science. It's about what is really authentic to me. What is the fingerprint that I'm going to bring that is different? Not because I went and I compared the market. It's because each one, if they think of their own authentic competitive advantage without doing the competition, can come up with something even more unique."
For sure. Systems was created still by people, like same like you, just okay, a little bit. See, you give me feedback immediately. Shall we do it or not? Just start for me the pressing. I'm not sure, but you give me feedback.
This?
No, spread it and press up. Fine, good. Good. I make sure they're on the tension.
There is in business consultancy a concept called customer retention. Customer retention also applies to employees retention. So, and I realized there is a very direct correlation between customers retention and employees retention. And that came after the realization of a decade of trials and errors.
Then what will come first? Is it customer or employee?
Both are interconnected. So if the
But still,
employees-
everything comes back to the culture, right?
Of course. And that's when you want to build, like for example, one of the things that I feel I was blessed with, that a lot of employees in my company stayed for over 2 decades now, 20 years in there. So this thing by itself, it goes and it spreads the word outside that this company has. Huh?
Just keep them for. I'm a little bit afraid for back.
And then also at the beginning it's different. At the beginning you need to have rules, you have to enforce culture, but then I'm talking after the first 2 years of any business.
Also, you also been adapting your style of management. You've been changing right?
Every time.
Every time, exactly.
Become like a chameleon. What is that?
Exactly.
You switch.
The person could change.
One time the situation requires you to be tough. Other times the situation requires you to be a little bit tender.
Sorry, without
Other
like.
times you have to be both. Other times you wear a different hat, just talking about facts. Other times you come and you show. So
But this is one of the hardest science in the world. Like I was asking, same tension, 15. I was asking other people who also owners of the companies. They've been saying that like that's the most difficult part to manage people in the end of the day. Like one of the
I'm gonna
most.
send you a video about negotiation. It's one of the most powerful videos I've ever watched when I was doing my MBA. It was a leadership negotiation skills. And I want to find the name of the video. But anyways, this video is about a guy who shows up on a boardroom back in the 70s or 60s, very old movie. And around 11 people are sitting on the table and each one has a different personality. And he's the only one that comes in as a stranger. And he has to convince the 11 ones on the stranger about one decision. And the way that he tells you about the tactics and how to interact with a different personality and a different approach is just so open-minded. Like your mind blows into different horizons. I find that's a very cool video.
11 different people.
So you know what he does to, I don't want to ruin it for you, but what he does to do, he screens the room by a question. He lets everybody answer that question. And with that question, he gets to know who are the soft from the non-soft, first of all. And he starts to run another question. And the soft people who are very highly influenced, he starts bringing them as their alliances. So they can support. And then
So he has
he builds up. So fucking smart. But I like the idea of like having these conversations with multiple clients here. First of all, you can fill up a good content for here, for Yanni. And then second of all, you kind of also gauge the mindsets of your clients. So therefore you can have an idea who do you link with who.
That's what I said to Greg. I said, we have a privilege to work with these, our clients, because, you know, they're successful and they are the ones we want to become. So,
But at the same time, it's also human. They experience same.
But like 1 second, no, I want to pause on what you said. I don't think that you need to be like them, because each one is unique. You are coming up with your own uniqueness. You are bringing a different element to the game. Like you are the safe space here for people to come and be themselves and share their knowledge. So I wouldn't say you want to become like them. You want to give the space for people to be themselves so that you witness them and you learn from them. No, it's a different thing. Because you want to maintain your identity here. It's a beautiful, I was talking to Dario. She's like, I like how Greg and Yanni, they're selective in their members. They only want to bring people who are like high performers.
Yeah.
And when you're selective, you send an image to the outside world
Yeah.
that you're not like anyone. No?
Not only that, for us, even not even that. Yeah, sure. But the thing is, we pick up, like, we subconsciously just, copying the behaviors and everything, and we trying to like. Because if we get
client?
if we get lousy people, it's impossible to be energetic, right? If you just keep trying to.
It's an energy exchange.
Yes.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I mean. Good. Okay. The blood start to flow back to the arms behind. Three more. Good. Okay, good speaker or whatever. It's an artist, right? You are the businessman. It's completely different skill set. Artist might be sitting alone giving perfect message to the world, but he cannot, make a system or like a child, like what you can do. You see which language you're talking. You're talking about structure, system, and everything. I don't think so. Artists think in this way. It's impossible to do both. Artists can create. That's all about. So it was very interesting in the book. This one of the first book. Maybe you've seen it. Now it's our Bible. This. It's our Bible.
The Road Less Stupid, Advice
Yeah.
on the Chairman of the Board. I haven't seen this
We
book.
tried that. Have you read?
I haven't read it.
So good questions. Like it's make you think so much. So it was saying there is artists who just think about the art.
Later, send me a picture.
Yeah.
I will download it online, Audible.
So could you think about the art? There is nothing to do with business. There is operator who just operate the items. Also nothing to do with business. Business, he think about the leverage, right? The time and resources, and there is investor who already think about how to. He mostly about keeping it, sustaining it, right? Okay. Anyway, so what I'm trying to say, most probably the artist doesn't have skills of making this, which you have. Let's go. Give me.
And some artists, they have the creative skills, but some of them don't have the human
Exactly.
relating skills.
Yeah.
And what is the name of that guy?
Yeah.
Really
It's so
about
much like about people guy, yeah, taking care of the people.
But in a way, that's true. If you know how to deal with people, everything becomes any problem you can solve.
It's something called media leverage. And again, it's about we just might not see the new solutions, which is on the market. Maybe there is some algorithms, maybe there is some softwares which pushing things. Because sometimes it's not about, it can be very good message, very good quality message, but people just not see it in their feeds,
I'm with you. I'm about specialization, like giving people that they know things. One cook cannot do everything. And the chef of the kitchen can know everything about where things are coming from, ingredients. The chef knows how he brings the co-chefs. The chef knows like all these details. He's like the orchestrator of the kitchen. But there's multiple assistants.
Look at this.
And that's the success when the chef looks at the big picture and he allows each one to do their own bits and pieces.
That's what we want.
Yeah.
But I feel, it's my feeling, and I could be wrong. I feel your target should be Arabs. Because I'll tell you, you're here in this market. Sure, expats, they're different nationalities. They can still be part of it. But thinking of these locals or like the GCC, or they can open for you.
True. I did this experiment on my own skin in 2020, and unfortunately, as we discussed about the word commitment, unfortunately, this doesn't work. We tried. I also was like, okay, I will have connections and everything, but in fact, see hands down, 1, 2, and I want this type of rolling core. You see the point after 20 repetitions, you'll come. Because still in the culture, it's bodybuilding, and now you do the same. You just open hands outside, and I want the same rocking style. But I want you to put your belly button inside. So keep. Right. Don't use hands. Just keep them out. Like you small that you just need to move it like this.
Easier said than done.
No.
Did you see the point, Mom?
Yeah.
I can see it
Right
right.
up. Yes. Up, down. Yes. Rock it.
Oh man.
Okay, rest. And last step, you put hands behind, you put them together, put them behind as a boat. and try to be as the boat, just following the way. Legs down, outside. Legs down,
Like Titanic.
exactly.
I did.
That's it, super. Hey, give me try to do this.
Danny and I, we watched Titanic a couple of days ago. Like, it's crazy because the story of Titanic,
Yeah.
it was the first boat or first ship in the world that traveled. And you know what was the problem with it?
Assumption is
It was ego.
Ah.
Problem was ego when you think of it, because not the architecture. I think someone who came to the captain, someone who is a high poshy
Yeah.
journalist. He said, we want to have the record that the first ship in the world is going to go in this high speed and reaches and breaks the record. Even in the future, they can come back to it and see that they broke the record, that it reached the destination before its time. So what they did, they went ahead and they put more fuel or more gas, whatever, coal, and they went above the speed level that was the average. They went above the average. And that thing made them not being able to control the speed, and then it hit the iceberg.
Oh.
It was ego. It was ego problem.
I was like, imagine that we explain body in a business terminology. Like I would say,
Software,
let's say,
hardware.
yeah. Like imagine that the food what you eat, it's accounts receivable. Like personal budget and stuff. I need to remember. Account payable, it's what you spend, right?
Payable is what you spend.
What you
Receivable
spend,
is
still what you receive. And then, like for example, this extra weight or whatever, this is your liability. Muscle, this is your asset, so you need to protect it. And this type of thing, it's gonna be interesting job, but people, it's like on the financial language.
So talking in the language of businessmen. Yeah.
Because for once,
to have sometimes like this, sometimes like this.
Yeah.
Sometimes you mix.
because I know, I like this. It was very good saying in the book itself also. If you don't have standards and systems, every day like a brand new day, and it will take things done forever. So yeah, I know. Like I have to also. This is my fault about this. I don't learn the scripts.
No, but people can relate to you as a human easily. When you come, okay, you research a topic. This is what I like to do. I research a topic. I run it in my head. How does this topic apply in my life? And then without me seeing the script, I go and I talk about it. This is what I understood about the topic. And this is the story of how, it becomes very natural. So you are very health conscious.
No, not which fucking health question. I'm very
conscious.
no, not a freak at all. Not a freak at all. But I just know what I like. Why I need to change?
On every business, there's two wings. There's the wing of the revenues, the wing of the cost.
Yeah, no, right?
Is the wing?
Probably.
The wing goes up of the revenue? No, doesn't mind for the wing to go a little bit cost because you want to maintain. But the problem is when the wing goes down here and this stays where it is, business is dying.
Exactly. That's what I like the saying. It was saying how you do business in the good times, it will reflect how you do it in like
That time.
exactly. So and if overhead will kill them, it will kill the best.
And when I learned the hard way, it was all about the hidden cost that was killing the business. Because sometimes when you do forecast, you project what is your cost for the year and you project what's your
Yeah.
forecast sales, but
You do for
you forget, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, but then sometimes you forget the hidden costs and then this kills the whole forecast. And then you're like, fuck, I have no plan.
Usually they are there. Yeah.
How's-
Yeah, good.
Thank you for doing
Thank
this
you.
video today.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you for the conversation. That was
Yeah.
insightful.
Thank you. You give us
Thank
very
you.
good. Straight.
Thank you, Mr. Aldridge, for being there behind the scene. And thank you, Ali, for poking the things around.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you everyone for watching our vlog. It's it will be our usual practice,
Yeah.
and more our dear guest is the first one to try it. We'll share lots of content with you.
And here. That was the end by 14 shit.
Bye-bye from you.
See you guys.
My crew is all fired up. Y'all better just rise up.